Welcome. If you're new to this channel, let me introduce myself. My name is Logan. This is Timeless Personal Growth and Development. I got a fantastic video for you guys today. Today, what I want to talk to you guys about is finding the right time to have a family. And it's one of the biggest questions, biggest life decisions as we get older is when's a good time to have a family? When should I do it? And we get told a bunch of different things. Like, oh, wait till you get older. Oh, just wait till you find the right person. Oh, wait till you're financially secure and established. And all those reasonings are great, are fantastic. But sometimes we put ourselves into a situation and make decisions that are detrimental towards building a family. And if you're watching this channel, this is all about personal growth, self-development, and a lot of growth has to do with making good decisions, making the right decisions. And sometimes when we make the right decision, we don't know it's the right decision until later on in life, down the road. So sometimes it's hard to judge what is the right decision. And it's one of the biggest and most difficult decisions to make is when should I start a family? Because there's a lot of societal conditioning, societal programming that tells you when you should start a family. There's a lot of pressure from family telling you, oh, you should start a family. Number one thing before you decide to start a family, do you even want one? Because if you don't want one, then that's your answer. Then you shouldn't be, if you know deep down inside your heart, deep down, that you don't want a family, then that's all you need to know. You don't need to listen to any outside pressure at all. When it comes to that, you've made your decision, then that you want to be alone, that you want to be independent, and you just want to be basically free. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And unfortunately, may find family, friends who may shame you and may guilt you for that, for not starting a family, because it's not what they envisioned for you. It's not what they wanted for you. But at the end of the day, it's your call and it's your decision and it's your life. And if you're happy, content, and you explain that to family and friends, these are my decisions. That I don't want a family. I want to be on my own. Nothing wrong with that, and that's okay. A lot of people do want a family. A lot of people don't. If you don't, fantastic. But if you do want a family, when's a good time to do it? Well, I, to me, the most important part is finding the right person, because if you don't find the right person to have a family, and you just find someone in your mind who's kind of like okay, seem mediocre, but they'll do, I guess. You're kind of on the fence about them, like, okay, but I really want a family. Dude, set higher standards for yourself with the person that you care about, and the person you love, and the person that you're going to build a family with. Because if you don't feel great about them, developing a relationship with them, and see yourself kind of raising kids together, then what are you doing? And it's actually more of a detriment to your kids. One of the greatest gifts a father can give to their kids is to love their mother, and vice versa. You need to show that example. And if you're not really crazy about your mother of your children, not crazy about the father of your children right out of the gate, that's going to affect their upbringing. And that's going to affect your family dynamic. So I think that's the most important one. Second, I think, is financial freedom. I think 18, 19, 20 years old, where you're still in school, you're still in school, and you're just kind of coasting a little bit and not really understanding money, not really understanding finances, not understanding investing and saving for the future. Because 18, you're not thinking about the future, are you? No. 18, 19, and out at 18, 19, this was me living in the moment. You didn't care what happened 2, 3 years down the road. You don't care about planning for the future. So make sure you understand finance. You understand investing and saving. If that's raising a family, something you want to do, you have to have a certain degree of knowledge in finance. And you have to be able to generate a certain amount of income and use that income, using a certain percentage of that income to invest that and to save that. And I think when you're young and you're in school, you're paying off student loans, not the right time to do that, is it? No. Make sure that you're financially secure and you have a knowledge base of finance before you start having a family. And also make sure that the person that you're with also has that same understanding and that basis of knowledge of finance too. Because if you're with someone who has terrible, terrible money habits, terrible finance habits, doesn't understand investing, doesn't save, who is an impulsive buyer, just buying things that you don't really need, that's going to be a problem in your relationship and a problem how you raise your kids. Financially, are you in the same wavelength? Are you in the same mindset financially? That's a big question and conversation that you need to have with your partner before you raise a family. Third, is make sure you do the things you've wanted to do. Because when you have children, when you have a family, you're going to be limited of doing the things you want to do. So get that out of your system when you're young. So if you have goals, if you have ambitions when you're young, use that time when you're young and you have the freedom and independence to do that. Because when you have a family and you have obligations, it's going to be frustrating trying to squeeze that in. If you want to learn how to drive a motorcycle, you want to go parachute or bungee jumping, or you want to go on a week-long camping trip with your friends. It's much easier and much less complicated to do when you're young and you're free and you don't have that responsibility of raising a family. Remember that. The fourth point would be make sure you're committed to the process of raising a family. Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Don't think of it as like, oh yeah, this is something I'd like to do because everybody does this. This is what society has told me to do. It sounds good. No, are you genuinely interested in raising a child and raising human life? Because that is a lifetime commitment. It just doesn't end until your children are 18 years old. It ends when you're in the grave until you pass away. That's when it ends. Are you willing to make that lifetime commitment? Because there is no off switch to it. It's when your children are here, it's go time. You're on all the time. And the only time you're not on is when you're sleeping and your children are sleeping. Other than that, you're on all the time. Remember that. Is this something that you genuinely want to do? Do not, whatever you do, don't let someone pressure you into doing it because they think it's what you should do. Don't do that. Especially if it's your spouse. If your spouse feels and can sense that you're not 100% on board in having a family, raising children, one, if they could sense they're not on board, they shouldn't be pushing you to begin with. And they should find someone who's on board with it like they are. And if you're not 100% into it, that's going to create problems, and it's going to create a big problematic dynamic in your family. So just be aware of that and understand that if your heart's not truly into it, you're not going to be able to fake that long term. It's going to affect you and it's going to bother you. And if you're someone who, I'll give you an example. If you're someone who wants to focus more on making money and that is your priority, kind of need to give 100% to that. And to be able to make it and really make it financially and really earn an enormous amount of income, a six-figure income, that's going to take a lot of sacrifices. And that's going to take the sacrifice of your family. So maybe you shouldn't be having a family if you're not willing to make the sacrifice to spend time with them. Because trying to balance that time properly, you're not going to be successful when it comes to making money as you would like to be. Because you need to give the 110%. When you give that 110% to your job, to your profession, then your family time is going to diminish. And they're going to sacrifice, and they're not getting the time that they want from you. So there is a balance, but understand that that balance will come with a sacrifice. And you may not be as successful as you would like to be in whichever pursuit you're taking. This is why my opinion, this is me, I think investing when you're young is really, really important because it's something, if you want a family down the road, that investing is going to be a huge, huge benefit, an enormous benefit for you. Because it's going to make money while you sleep. It's going to make you money when you're spending time with your family instead of making money through the hours that you put into your labor, which means the hours that you're not with your actual family. You're not there. Doesn't that sound awesome? Oh, great. I make money in my sleep. Oh, great. I can go on a family trip, but my investments are doing great and they're making money for me while I'm out having family time. That sounds great. Instead of spending 70, 80 hours a week, busting your ass, working hard, sacrificing all the time to make that money and to lose quality time with your family. Sounds exhausting. So guys, remember that there is a right time to have a family, but when I say time, I don't mean time in your life. I mean you have to have certain things in place, and you have those certain things in place at a certain time, and you have the right mindset and the right motivation and desire to raise a family. All those things in place. When it comes to your finance, when it comes to your partner, when it comes to your fitness and as well. You have all those things in place, then I would say that would be a good time to move forward. And don't just go along with it because it's something that your partner wants to do, or your family wants to do, or society tells you you should do. You do it because you want to do it. Make sure all those things are in place before you take that step out into that world. And on that note, thank you so much for watching, guys. Do me a big favor and like, comment, and subscribe. It's going to help me build this channel even more, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one.